Alright, Heidi Ho, Puzzle Combaters. So, I'm going to do a video kind of on critical chance weapons now. So I did one on the speed weapons, and for whatever reason, I could not, for the life of me, get it to get this photo here uploaded to YouTube. So I'm not sure why, but I'm not very technologically smart with some of this stuff either. So, you know, could be an operator to keyboard error for all I know. Anyway, when I was talking in the last video about speed weapons, this is what I was referring to when I said breakpoints. So you have charge speed of slow, where it's taking 13 tiles to charge, and ghosted 7. And then you bump that up once they hit 35. So the breakpoint's 34 and 35, where it would go from 12 to 6. And then you got another breakpoint at 42 and 43, where they be slow and then average. And yeah, so, and it just keeps going up from there. 50 is another breakpoint where it would drop down to 10. And then you get into fast as soon as you hit 58. And then 71, you're very fast heroes. There aren't too many that are listed at very fast, I don't think. I know Marigold's one of them. Not sure who else right offhand. But you see the tiles to charge, and then you see the ghosted tiles. So with the speed weapons, what you're essentially doing is bumping them into another speed category. So it worked with Astrid, for instance. She went from a slow hero to an average hero. And Spud was another one. He went from an average to a faster average, I think it was. I don't think it made him fast, but he ended up like Astrid, where it took one less tile to charge him up. So when I said breakpoint in the video, this is what I meant, and I will have to type this out, I guess, for the comment section. But I thought I'd show it just to start out here. That's what I was referring to. So now you've got a copy of that to refer to when you need to. And we'll get into doing the critical chance now. So with the weapons, there's lots of choice for different things depending on what you want to do. And both speed and critical chance weapons are fantastic for offense. So you're going to bump your heroes up with the speed weapons, hopefully, to another breakpoint, and you're going to hit another tier to make them functionally faster. Or, with the critical chance weapons, you're going to put the tile damage up, which is fantastic, actually. I'm a big fan of critical chance when you can't use a speed weapon, because then the tiles are going to do more damage. Alright, so what I didn't do last time, and I really did want to check that out, so let's do 9-1 here again. I wanted to know whether or not it put Zidane into another category. So I don't know if it bumped him up or not, having a speed weapon on him. What is he right now? He is 46. Yep, so it should. Speed weapon. Because the speed weapon, both of them actually, I got two different ones. So this one's going to add, is it 9 speed? And then this one's 7 speed, the Tigger, I believe. So let's do this. I just went and played the last wave of the event there, and I forgot to actually check whether or not it bumps him up. Alright, so what's his speed at now? Still says average, but it is 9. And he was at, so 46 plus 9 puts him at 55, which drops a tile off. Both ghosting and regular throwing tiles. So yes, it does drop. It does bump him up into another category. Plus, with this weapon, I get the critical chance. So I've put the tile damage up another 21% on top of bumping Zidane up into the next breakpoint. So that's cool. Awesome. And as you see it stand now, this Zidane should be a little bit more charged than this Zidane. So he's at 65, he's at 63. And that would be just because of the difference in the speed charges, the two difference. So this one's 7, whereas this one's 9. So he's going to charge up 2 tiles later than this guy. So, but regardless of that, he still is in, it bumps him up as well, because now he went from 46 to what, 53? Something like that. So haha, enough tiles got thrown. But they just both charged at the same time anyway. Alright, so they're back at 0 charge, and I'm going to make a grenade here. So once again, 65 and 62 this time. We got 97, so 1 tile there. 93. Oh, perfect. And they both lit up again. So they're both in the 10 range, it looks like, but just because of the bit of a difference on the speed charges of the weapons, one Zidane is a little bit slower than the other. So you would notice that, I would think, in longer battles, and maybe some of the challenge events, maybe some of the war battles that might rage on a little bit longer than usual. But for general play like this, you're probably not going to notice that difference too much. But obviously the Chekhov is the one you want to go with for sure. So if you only got one red in your lineup, you definitely want to take the Chekhov with you. Okay, so that was cool. I did want to check that out, and I completely forgot about it by the end of the last video, so. Alright, so with the critical chance weapons, I think I'm going to try a yellow team, because I've got a couple of scrums leveled up. Well, one's completely leveled, one's at 1 there, it looks like. And you're going to put the critical chance up 17%. So if you're not going to have a hero go into a different breakpoint and up into the next tier by putting a speed weapon on them, then that's kind of wasted. to put a speed weapon on them, because you want to make them functionally faster. So the critical chance weapons are a great alternative, because then you're going to get a nice mixture of tile damage along with speed weapons for the other ones on offense that do get bumped up into a different not loot tier, a different break point with their speed. So, alright, what do you for speed? So your charge speed is 63 fast. So, if we put a speed weapon on you, my friend, that only has 7, that only takes her to 70, which means she's still in that same fast category, and it's still gonna be 8 tiles to charge her and 4 ghosted tiles. So it's redundant to put a speed weapon on Hush. So she could very easily use this one though, with a 17% bump in the tile damage. Alright, so what about you for speed? You're only at 6 speed, so you're not going to bump her up either. So if it was a 9 speed, like the Chekhov, it would bump her up into the very fast category, and it would drop a tile off of the ones needed to charge her up. So, but it would still cost 4 tiles ghosted to charge her, which still isn't bad. I mean, 4 tiles ghosted to charge a hero, that's awesome. But it would, so if you're fighting the War Machine and you had a 9 speed yellow weapon, then that would be a good one to add, because it would drop off 1 tile. So, very interesting calculation. So, if you're interested in math and strategy and that sort of thing, you'd be interested into looking into these things. Definitely some things to think about when you're equipping your heroes, for sure. Why not? Of course, go for the critical chance or the speed weapons, because, hey, it's going to make the match go easier on you, hopefully, and get it done quicker, right? Okay, so what other... Now, Stinger is fast as well at 66. So putting a speed weapon on her definitely bumps her into the next break point. So she'll be in her 70s with a speed weapon, and it will drop a tile for sure. So Hush, I normally equip with either the Talon or a Scrum. So we got 26% critical chance here. So plus Talons, I do put this weapon on her a lot, actually probably the most, even more than the Scrum, because Hush's defenses are not that great. So the Talon adds a little bit of health as well. Give her some health points, keep her alive longer, right? So that is another bonus of having multiple 5-star weapons, is you do get the 2 different boosts, the bonus properties. So, and this one happens to be a good combination for Hush, thanks to the health bonus there. Alright, so what about Eiko? What is she? So she's average speed at 52, so you put 7 points on her, she's going to be at 59. So she's fantastic to put a speed weapon on her. Yep, absolutely, because that does bump her up into the fast category and drops a tile off of both ghosting and tiles that are hitting enemies. So that's fantastic. So she's a good one for a speed weapon. And what about my friend Gigi here? Grizzly G. Alright, Gigi, you're 36 and you're slow. So you add in a 7 points for the speed weapon. And you're going to go to 43. So that just bumps him into the average break point at 43. So it does knock a tile down off of the tiles that hit enemies. It's still 6 ghosted tiles for him though. Alright, now you're fast at 58. But putting a speed weapon on him doesn't work. It still leaves him in the same category, actually. So, since a speed weapon doesn't work, he's another one that would be good for the critical chance, so you can take advantage of the extra damage. And I do put, actually, I think the last few times I've battled the War Machine, I think I've put this one on him. And then I've just charged him with energy drinks, so he goes off right away. So unfortunately a speed weapon does not work with him. However, the critical chance is amazing too, especially with him. That's a good one as well, because he's gonna put defenses down to yellow as it is. So you're hitting a purple War Machine. And then you get to take advantage of not only the defenses down that 8-bit does, you up the tile damage immensely, right? Because that one's going to be on him, and then I've got this one on Hush. So you've got 26, 40... what about 43% extra tile damage between the two weapons? And then, of course, you've got the speed on Stinger, because it will bump her into the next category. And then you got the speed weapon on Eiko, because it bumps her up as well. And I usually take... who else do I take? Rex is the other one. So that's my mono team for fighting purple War Machines. Now he's fast, so let's take a look at this, whether he would benefit from a speed weapon or a critical chance. Alright, so he's 65 fast, so you put 7 speed points on him from a speed weapon, and you've got him bumped up, because that would put him at 72, so it does bump him into the next category. The break point's at 71 for very fast, so he would definitely benefit as well. Alright, so when fighting a purple War Machine, my team would look basically like something like this. So I like firing from the left to the right, so I want my defense down heroes over on the edge. Now we know Rex benefits from a speed weapon, so that one actually does have speed and dodge. So I could leave that one on him, and then I would go Stinger, and we know she benefits from a speed weapon. Let's put that one on her. And we know she does not benefit from one, so the Scrum's great for her. Now it automatically loaded the Scrum, so the last time I probably used her on a War Machine, it had the Scrum on her. So, and then we would go Eiko with a speed weapon, because we know it benefits her. So there's the best options I have available to me if I wanted to do a mono yellow team for a purple War Machine. So yeah, it does take some thinking about though, huh? Never would have guessed it till I started researching this a little bit more, and then I'm not sure who did that chart up, but I would like to thank them. I'm not A lot of the content creators do put their names on the content that they have done up, but I didn't see a content creator, so I'm not sure who to thank on that one, but I am certainly glad they did that speed chart. All right, so if you're looking at different weapons and you're looking at offensive, those are probably two of the best ones you can have. Now, I definitely will do some more breakdowns because the master weapons also come into play. Like this one has the venom ammo where it poisons all targets too, so that definitely comes in handy for offense as well. But I will leave that for another video. So that gives you a bit more of a breakdown on the speed weapons, and it also shows you why critical chance is an amazing alternative, especially if the hero will not be bumped past the break point into the next speed category. Alright, so I hope that makes sense for everybody, and yeah, there's definitely some things to think about when you're choosing weapons to keep. So I will definitely be back with more breakdowns on more weapons, because it is very neat, and they are oh so helpful if you make the right combinations. So okay, everybody, once again, happy Easter. Hope everybody is enjoying their holidays. Take care.